Curfew is established from 12 o'clock midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning. The departure of Filipinos abroad is temporarily suspended. Exceptions, of course, are official missions that may be necessary. Clearances will be given by the Secretary of National Defense. In the meantime, rallies and demonstrations are prohibited.
If we are going to be arrested, we know what that means, and we have the members of the reform movement.
I am with Minister Enrile, and the reason for my being here, ladies and gentlemen, is that because the armed forces of the Philippines has ceased to be the real armed forces of the Philippines.
Service of the nation. To the service of the nation. So help me God. So help me God.
During that time, during the Marcos period, pinakamalakas was radyo. Kasi may radyo ka lang, AM radio, kinig ka dito, kuha mo na information. Masasabi natin na it is accessible for everyone. Kahit saan ka pumunta may radyo. The only communication that people can hear is radio at that time. My work during the EDSA revolution was a volunteer for Father Reuter's group. We call ourselves volunteers for the Philippine Federation of Catholic Podcasters, or PFCB. And we were asked to volunteer during the election to monitor the situation within Metro Manila and around the Philippines. Andun kami kay Paul Aquino ng buong umaga hanggang after lunch. Wala naman nangyayari sa Makati. Nilipat kami, agad-agad, sinabihan na kami ng umalis kami doon sa lugar na yon at pumunta kami sa Manila Hotel, sa penthouse ako. So, kuwang-kuha ko lahat yung nangyayari in Metro Manila. Tapos, katabi namin din yung radio ng CBS News. So, lahat na nangyayari doon sa ENG na umiikot around the Philippines, narinig namin. Yung unang narinig namin, yung namatay, yung tumatakbo siya yata as governor. Pinatay siya doon habang tumatakbo, pumunta sa kwarto, pinagbababaril hanggang namatay. So, yung balita na yon, hindi ba sabihin ng news yon, ng local news. Nalaman ko from the foreign cameraman na nagsabi ng balita. Agad-agad, nabalitaan ko na gano'n nangyari. Tinransfer ko agad yung balita sa Radio Veritas. Yung sa PICC, nagkaroon ng counting doon eh. Meron doon nagkaroon ng anomalya na nakita ng mga encoders, nakita nila na may mali doon sa ini-encode nila. So, nagkaroon ng walkout. Yung walkout na rin yun, hindi lumabas sa Philippine Press. Dumaan ulit sa foreigner. Pero dahil andun ako sa loob ng foreigners media, I got the news and then I transferred again the news to Radio Veritas, and the Radio Veritas mentioned it all around the country. Yun ang pinakaano namin sa radyo, no? Yung way of transferring information fast. And pagka nakuha mo yung balita agad, nasasabi mo yung balita sa tao.
To me, it was a very, very, very strong influence to change the lives of the people, not just the political section, but the whole life of the Filipinos. And that's radio, media. Father Reuter arrived very upset with his knapsack and his bag, and then he was asking me, "No, what?" And then I said, "Lunch is waiting downstairs, you know." And then he said, "What's happening?" So I told him, I said, "Something national is happening because Cardinal Sen and Cristina Ponce and Rile has been asking if we can help spread the word, etc., for people to go to EDSA." And then Father said, "What did you do?" So I said, "I asked only 10 boys. I didn't ask the members of the other members of the cast." I said, "I only asked 10 boys." And then he said, "What about June Keithley?" So I called June Keithley and the 10 boys, myself and Father Reuter. We were the only ones in the National Office of Mass Media. But then, when Radio Veritas, the big machines, Radio Veritas were bombed in Bulacan. So it was a big crisis again. Father Reuter was called Papa Bear. So nobody would know who Father Reuter is. I said, Papa Bear, I said, Colonel Ciron is a member of the KBP. So maybe we can ask about DZRJ. And that was what happened. We planted June Kitley, Gabe, and Paolo, because to make it short, Colonel Ciron left Aguinaldo, went to DZRJ, and turned it on.
13 years old ako nun. Tapos part ako ng isang theater group na pinamunuan ni Father James Reuter. Nangailangan ng alternative news gathering network kasi the press at that time was very much controlled by the government. So walang notion ng free press, very limited. So the Philippine Federation of Catholic Broadcasters needed volunteers na mag-gather ng news. So ang pinakamadaling mahila ni Father Reuter at that time were yung mga actors niya sa theater group niya. Nagkataon na yung assignment namin at that time was parati kaming magkasama kami yung na-assign to be with June Keithley. Kami yung tagatanggap ng reports tapos finifeed namin kay June Keithley. So we were together with her at that time at kami yung na-assign sa Radyo Bandido. Walang scientific way of yung process namin dati. We would get field reports from our volunteers, mga volunteer actors namin. We would write down what they would report. We would choose what to pass on to June Keithley at that time. And she would make the final decision kung ano yung i-air niya o hindi. It was a very hindi scientific. It wasn't hindi siya vinevet, hindi siya dinodouble check. Very spontaneous and very immediate yung proseso nung dati.
Talaga malaking naiambag ng radio broadcast. Actually, ako yung nag-start break ng news noong February 22nd na yan. Sa bahay na nila dating Defense Minister Juan Ponce Enrile. Diyan sa EDSA, sapagkat kasama ako ng grupo ni Enrile at Ramos noong mag-declare sila ng breakaway sa Marcos government. Actually, ito yung litrato na yun na nandoon ako sa first night ng tawag na ng yan yun eh. Yan yung first night ng press conference sa Defense Department. Nasa likuran ako ni Enrile at ni Ramos. Yan yung grupo ng RAM Forces noong araw. Tinatawagan ako lagi sa updates ng movements ng pag-aaklas ng Marcos, against Marcos ng Reform the Armed Forces Movement na sinuportahan ni dating Minister Juan Ponce Enrile at ni dating PCI ng PCF Fidel Ramos. Para sa akin, parang panaginip lang yun eh. Na I played a vital role noong time na yon sa paghahatid ng mga balita sa sambayan ng Pilipino noong time na may start ng EDSA Revolution.
Naging very vital ang contribution ng radio considering that lahat ng mga involved directly or indirectly doon sa revolution ay nakamonitor sa radio. In the mid-70s, I created a program for DZRH. Yung program na yun, it was a daily program every morning. I guess it would run from 7 to 8 a.m. Monday through Saturday. I would start the program by saying, ito ang palantulang walang kinatatakutan sapagkat ang pangas nito ay kapangyarihan na nagmumula sa mamamayan, people power. I would always shout people power. That was mid-70s under martial law. After approximately 10 years, in 1986, people power became a byword. 53 hours no sleep, because we went on the air continuously, conducting interviews and getting all the reports from the field. Yeah, that's why since I was the main anchor of the event, I went on continuously without interruption. In fact, the general manager was there, the late Attorney Ed Montilla. When he learned about what's happening around, naroon siya sa vicinity and observing how we are handling the situation.
Definitely, without the radio, I don't think it would have happened that way. Media played a big role for that miracle in EDSA, and radio was it. Without the radio, nothing would have happened that way. You see, because everything was done by radio.
Kung gagamitin mo yung analogy mo na trigger na parang barel, hindi ata siya yung trigger, pero siya yung asintahan. May ibang mga events that triggered it, pero magiging malabo at kalat yung response kung wala yung asintahan.
Sa tingin ko yung namin yung focus namin for the country, no? Focus namin sa country, yung makapagbigay ng service sa bansa. So, yun ang pinaka-importante. Kung kailangan ulitin ulit. Kasi iba yung experience na nangyari na yun hindi mo mababayaran ng walang pera na pwede kang bayaran na gawin mo. Gagawin mo sobra-sobra kahit mamatay ka, pero hindi siya yung magpapayaman sa'yo, pero ang yaman mo nasa puso.
It was more than worth it, really. Yeah, it was more than worth it. And I'm so thankful that, and things just gelled into one. No regrets at all.
Yung pagkakataon na tumayo ka, ialay mong lahat para sa isang bagay na pinaniniwalaan mo, regardless of consequences, it doesn't matter. Pero yung nanindigan ka, ayon sa paniniwala mo, at tinaya mo lahat para sa paninindigan mo, walang kapalit yun
Yes. I won't hesitate. We were a major contributor in what we have done at that time. For me to just hold the microphone and give them something na itong sundin nyo, itong tama.
Yes, malaki na yung bago bilang isang reporter doon sa paghatid nga ng mga balitang yun na maituturing kong naibahagi ko sa pagiging reporter ko ng mga panahon yon sa EDSA Revolution.
I would do it again. Because what we were fighting for at that time, nasa tama. Hindi ko matatanggap ang sarili ko kung babalikan ko yon tapos tatalikuran ko. Yun ang tama. At I would do it again if I had the chance to.
nagaganap sa aming bayan. Magkasama ng mahirap at mayaman, kahit bisig man.